A woman returning a car to the Kroger parking lot behind me was hit yesterday afternoon. Now police are investigating her death.
Police in Harrison County are on the lookout for a man who they say used red and blue lights on his car to pull over and rob another driver.
A Lexington man is accused of selling underage girls to men he met online.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
A trip to get groceries claims the life of an 89-year-old woman.
A car hit Christine Blakeman outside the Richmond Kroger yesterday afternoon. We told you about that yesterday. She was rushed to UK hospital, but she died of her injuries a short time later. Today, we're hearing from those who knew her. WKYT's Victor Puente shows us how she's being remembered in our top story at 5.
The woman who died was 89 years old. Despite her age, Christine Blakeman's neighbors say she was very active. They also said they're very sad to hear about how she died.
Well, she's elderly and it's very sad.
Hubert Green said he would see Blakeman almost daily, tending to her home and yard on Dennis Street.
My mother died at 89. She wasn't that active.
Blakeman died Monday afternoon after she was hit by a car in the Kroger parking lot.
And then I looked and people had their hands over their mouth like they were shocked. So I knew it was more than a fender bender.
Stewart, a nursing student, stayed with Blakeman until paramedics arrived. A Kroger representative said Blakeman was shopping with her daughter when she was struck by that driver. Firefighters freed her and took her to UK hospital, but the Fayette County coroner says she died around 4:45. The driver of the car told me she had a seizure.
I didn't see any reaction whatsoever. She just sat in the car until the fire department told her to get out of the car so that they could roll her car forward.
That driver said she didn't want to go on camera, but did say she was sorry for what Blakeman's family was going through. Blakeman's family is meeting with Combs, Parson, and Collins Funeral Home tomorrow to make arrangements. Workers there told me they're waiting on family from out of state to arrive. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Now, Richmond police have an open investigation into the cause of that crash.
He thought he was getting pulled over, but a driver quickly found out the person who stopped him was really a robber. It happened Sunday along US 62 in Harrison County, south of Cynthiana. The Harrison County Sheriff's Office says the victim had his wallet stolen at gunpoint. WKYT Sean Moody is tracking the search for the officer imposter in a story that's new at 5.
The US 62 here between Cynthiana and Georgetown stays pretty busy. A Harrison County Sheriff's deputy said it would take a pretty bold person to try and pull something like this off. The deputy said it happened around 5:30 Sunday evening. He said a man was driving towards Cynthiana along 62 when a black Dodge Charger pulled in behind him and turned on blue and red lights on its dashboard. The man pulled over and began getting his papers out. That's when the deputy said the man in that Charger walked up to the window and pointed a gun at him. He said that man was wearing a navy blue type of uniform, but the victim couldn't tell if he had any police insignia on it. That man took the victim's wallet and told him to drive on. The victim told police he saw the Charger drive away on Russell Cave Road. The deputy said officers are looking for the car in that area, and if you're ever unsure about a car pulling you over, you can call 911 or continue driving to a safe place before stopping.
Proceed on to the city limits, stop at the first available gas station or restaurant or something you see, just to make sure, especially at night, and make sure it's a well-lit area.
A deputy say they've checked with agencies in surrounding counties, and no one else has reported any incidents like this one. In Harrison County, Sean Moody, WKYT.
People who live in that area tell us they're a little rattled by the incident. You're going to hear from them coming up on WKYT News at 6. We are getting a much-needed break from the storms for now.
But we'll have a nice day ahead of us tomorrow, so look forward to that. WKYT's Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here with an early look at the forecast. Sounds promising for a day or so.
Yeah, it does. We're going to get one really nice day, and then I can make no such promise after tomorrow. Short term, though, still a few areas getting in on some scattered thunderstorms out there. Good-looking sky in Lexington. Humidity levels are coming down. Northwesterly winds are beginning to settle on into town. 85 degrees, not bad at all. Humidity down 57% compared to yesterday. we were up a little higher. Day before, it was even higher. Winds again getting ready to shift to that northwesterly flow. Most areas this afternoon, 80 to 85 into central and eastern Kentucky. That is pretty good for the heart of summertime, my friends. Defender still tracking some scattered showers and boomers out there. Southeastern Kentucky, very slow movers here from Harlan County, Bell County, back up into parts of Knox County. That action, again, not impacting a whole lot of people, but where it is raining, it's coming down at a pretty good clip. Sprinkles around parts of London and Corbin. Likewise, in the bluegrass country, get into Bourbon County, northwestern parts of Bath County, a little isolated stuff that is out there. Everything in motion, not the greatest concentration of showers and storms. That's some good news. Even better news, here comes a cold front into town with a milder brand of air that blows in for tomorrow. But guys, when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to watch Thursday, and I'll show you a brand new hour-by-hour forecast that says don't put the umbrellas away just yet.
A man is in jail accused of human trafficking. Lexington police say that Robert Constant went online to find men willing to pay for sex with teenage girls.
As WKYT Sam Smith shows us, those who advocate for survivors of human trafficking say these girls will need help moving on.
This investigation started weeks ago when one of the victims came forward to Lexington police. Police charged Robert Constant yesterday for human trafficking. His video arraignment was this afternoon. According to court records, Constant found his clients on Backpage.com and would schedule meetings so the girls could have sex with men for money. Police say he also provided the two teenage victims with crack cocaine. Police say he knew the victims, and they're from the central Kentucky area. They say this all happened over the course of 1 week in June. He was already in jail when those charges came down. I talked with an advocate for survivors of human trafficking. She says survivors are resilient, but they need help after they're freed.
But they do need some support, and they need the community to rally around them and provide that support to them and encourage them, but at the same time, hold traffickers accountable.
Police have recovered the girls involved and say they're safe. In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
A judge ordered Constant not to contact the victims in his case. He is expected back in court on July 29th. Funeral arrangements have been made for a man killed on I-75 Sunday night. 3 vehicles hit Mitchell Bryant near the Fayette-Scott County line. He was walking along the interstate to get help after his car broke down. Bryant's visitation will be from 5 to 9 Friday night at Tucker, Wilson, and Yoakum Funeral Home in Georgetown. His service will be at 2 Saturday afternoon, also at the funeral home.
American flags are flying at half-staff today at the White House in remembrance of 5 murdered service members. They were shot and killed in 2 attacks in Chattanooga last week. President Obama issued the order to lower the flags today. Flags at all public buildings and grounds will remain at half-staff until sunset on Saturday. The tragedy in Tennessee is highlighting the need for extra security at National Guard facilities and recruiting stations. Governor Beshear was asked about the safety of ones here in Kentucky during a news conference on the state budget surplus this morning. He says that the state is concerned about those types of facilities being targets and has been proactive in providing security.
Our active Guard members, assuming that their commanding officer authorizes it, can already carry weapons. We also have a policy that was put in place back in 2013 that allows our Guard that are on active duty in any of our facilities or recruiting stations to carry concealed weapons.
Governor Beshear says he's told Kentucky National Guard Major General Edward Toney to let him know if he has any other suggestions for improving security. Emotional testimony today as lawmakers heard from the father of a woman murdered, allegedly at the hands of an undocumented immigrant.
It was part of a Senate hearing looking into America's immigration policies. Weijia Jiang has more from Washington, D.C.
In fact, family members of people murdered by illegal immigrants spoke out to Congress, including Jim Steinle, whose daughter was murdered as they walked arm in arm along a San Francisco pier earlier this month.
Suddenly a shot rang out. Kate fell and looked at me and said, "Help me, Dad." Those are the last words I will ever hear from my daughter.
The suspect was released from jail this spring despite a lengthy criminal record because San Francisco is a sanctuary city, which means it has laws sheltering immigrants from deportation.
San Francisco proudly calls itself a sanctuary city,
They're not hiding it. They're proud of it.
Lawmakers in both the House and the Senate have introduced bills that would strip sanctuary cities of federal funding if they continue to ignore immigration law.
I don't want the sympathy. I want you to do something about it. Everyone who's sitting here is in a position to do something.
But immigration activists such as Grace Martinez worry Congress will overreact.
In moments like this, it's important to sit back, to breathe, and to think about the comprehensive solutions that we can bring about together.
Her group has sent a letter to Congress urging members to preserve sanctuary cities. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The House plans to take up its version of the sanctuary city bill later this week. A woman jumps into action after spotting a toddler locked in a hot car. You'll see the rescue caught on tape.
Acid reflux can leave you feeling sick and uncomfortable. We'll show you the best ways to prevent it in Better Living.